a martial arts movie podcast.
I threw that shit before I walked in the room.
Featuring drunken Thai boxer, Will.
Too bad you will die.
The also drunken wrestler, Mark.
I said I don't want trouble.
And drunken karate master, Zero.
You've lost your balls.
And now,
Talk. I know Kung Fu. You know, baby.
Fists of Fail.
We're already a couple months into our Jackie year theme, and I'm already starting to lose my mind like Jackie did in this movie. We're talking about Fearless Hyena today. Fearless Hyena, Chinese is, I'm going to try to do my best to always call out the Chinese title of this. It's Xiu Kun, Guai Ziu. Which translates to laughing fists, strange techniques, which I think is makes way more sense than Fearless Hyena, because as I was watching the movie, I'm like, there's no hyena at all, and also I don't think hyenas are native to China. So
yeah, I was really confused about the title, but then I realized that the hyena is known for being a laughing animal, and that's comes into play later in the movie. So I'm guessing somebody thought it was like a cool idea in the English translation to make this thing. I mean, it's a very unique title. I don't know hyena.
That's true.
Any hyena movie besides this one. So
yeah, I only know hyenas for eating Scar at the end of Lion King, and also being voiced by Whoopi Goldberg. That's the only hyena I know. Okay, so Fearless Hyena. This is another Jackie movie, of course, but this is a Jackie directorial debut.
Is it?
This is his, apparently.
That's what Wikipedia says.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, sure. He's probably like taking the helm. From an action direction standpoint, many a times by this point. This is what 79.
79.
Yeah. But this is him taking full reins of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's a good outing at first.
For a first time director, if that's true, this is a pretty good outing. Yeah, I agree with that. And one thing I also wanted to call out, this is only the third, I think this is the third movie that we've covered that's in the Criterion collection for him.
Oh, this is I did not know this was a Criterion collection.
Yeah. They have a release called Jackie Chan Emergence of a Superstar, and it's a set. And this is one of, I think, 5 or 6 movies in there, along with Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, Spiritual Kung Fu, Fearless Hyena being this one, Fearless Hyena 2, Young Master, and then My Lucky Stars.
Oh, My Lucky Stars. Criterion Collection, I guess, has their own criteria for determining what is a mandatory watch. Whatever. We'll probably cover that one day for this show. But anyways, Fearless Hyena. This is a Patreon request from Tassif Zaman. I apologize if I butcher that name. But this was something that I did watch quite some time ago, and I just completely blocked it out, because I think I've said this before on the show. I watched a lot, if not most, of Jackie's older filmography, but I watched them in like back to back order, pretty much in like taking up an entire college summer, right? So like by the time I was done watching one, I kind of already forgot, because it was just too many. So this one, it was almost like a new watch for me. I was like, I don't remember this at all.
Even though I watched this in preparation for the show, and then I watched it again before this discussion, it still felt like I was watching it for the first time, because man, this is kind of a forgettable movie story-wise.
Yes, absolutely. What's the story, Zero?
So Jackie Chan and is it his uncle? Is it his master?
You mean James Tien?
Yeah, James
Tien in old man makeup is his grandfather.
Oh, his grandfather, right. Yeah. So James Tien apparently knows some secret martial art that the Manchus are trying to wipe out. So him and Jackie are kind of laying low, but he is still teaching Jackie Chan martial arts. Jackie Chan is a rambunctious young man. He gets involved in gambling and with some gambling hooligans. And these hooligans rope Jackie into fighting duels with other schools so that they can profit off of it. And what ends up happening is the Manchus find out that the secret martial arts that Jackie Chan is using is out there, and what ultimately happens is eventually they find out that Jackie Chan is using this martial arts, then they get involved with the uncle, and hilarity ensues because this is a Jackie Chan action comedy. So be prepared for lots of vaudeville slapstick comedy.
Vaudeville, yeah, that's a good way to explain the slapstick comedy that's in this.
But story-wise, is there anything else
no.
like we need to elaborate on? That's like,
Well,
I mean, that's like a very, very simplistic rundown of it, right?
well, now that you explained that story, I guess we could just talk about the action, right? All right, Fearless Hyena. The story is very padded out, or like there's no story really. Honestly, everything you just explained just kind of sums up everything. At that point, you just have to watch the fight scenes. Really,
Yeah,
yeah.
It feels like they are doing their best to pad everything in this movie story-wise, like no character development, honestly. I mean, Jackie Chan feels sad at one point in the movie because he hits a low point. That's like it, but that's kind of run of the mill when it comes to these types of martial arts movies where he needs to get revenge, and so he has to, oh, surprise, surprise, he needs to have a training sequence with another martial arts master.
Yes.
And he starts learning new martial arts moves. And I couldn't help but think that he was probably copying Drunken Master because how successful that film was.
Yeah. A tiny bit. I mean, the formula is pretty simple for these 70s. Not Shaw Brothers, the 70s Golden Harvest-esque movies. But this is not Golden Harvest, by the way. This is a Low-Way Motions, Low-Way Motion picture company production. But kind of aping off of that similar blueprint of a story. You instead of having one master or one mentor character in the movie, we have two. So James Tien, when he is taken out of the movie, spoilers, Chan Hui Lao takes over for him, basically playing almost the same character. Just the only difference is that he's not blood related, but he's basically doing the same thing.
He's also a part of that sort of secret martial arts sect that that James Tien is a part of.
Yeah, but more characters for the sake of more characters.
Really. Right. And so I guess like some other characters in the movie are the gambling hooligans that Jackie Chan gets involved with. They're just a bunch of goofs there to be comedy action fodder for Jackie Chan to beat up and do his comedic shtick to. And then that's kind of it, really, now that I think about it. There aren't too many characters. We have the villain played by Yam Sai-kun, who is an ever-looming threat. In the beginning of the movie, you see that he's like hunting down these martial arts practitioners of I can't remember the name of the school, but he's hunting them down because he's a part of the Manchu government, I believe. And then the whole movie, James Tien keeps on kind of reprimanding Jackie anytime he uses martial arts. Don't do that. We have to keep secret. And then ultimately, because Jackie Chan is going against that, because he's getting a lot of money from beating up these people tied to the gambling group, he gets found out, of course.
Yep. And like that's really all the story there is. I mean, yeah, okay. I did kind of say that there's really no reason for Jackie to eventually have two mentor characters, but James Tien is taken out of the movie. Spoilers. So like that is the driving factor for Jackie Chan in the latter half of the movie, right? So that's what gives him the motivation to go after the main villain. That's
very, very thin motivation.
Very thin. I mean, it's a motivation.
It is
otherwise,
what it
there's
is.
really nothing else.
And that just leaves us to leaves us open to Jackie Chan doing a montage of him buffing up. I mean, he was already pretty buff in the beginning of the movie, but hey, do you want to see Jackie Chan in the middle of a field under the hot baking sun pulling just like heavy bags,
Yeah.
and then what is it,
He's doing like
Chen Hui
upside
Lai?
down leg lifts while like, but no, he's doing upside down leg lifts, but he's facing the wall, so he has to basically put himself into a pike position. So he'll slam his back into the wall. The more I talk about this,
Yeah,
the more I realize
it's
how hard it is
weird.
explained.
Well, like I said, it feels like because Drunken Master came before it, and Drunken Master had that famous training scene where he was doing the hanging, you know, the hanging sit-ups, hanging by his legs. He's like, oh, I gotta one up that. So he's doing it, but then it's like, yeah, he's going into a pike and it's like slamming against his back every time he does it. It's weird.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but I get it. It's hard to do.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
there's a very high risk he'll either faceplant or he'll crack his neck.
Mhm.
But we need training montages. That's what the '70s era Jackie Chan-esque movies are all about. Like those training montages. We have
Right.
2, if not 3, of them in this film.
So I think the
Yeah.
one thing that's kind of disappointing here, which I also had a problem with in Drunken Master, is ultimately he has to defeat the bad guy, of course. And
Mhm.
so with these training montages, he doesn't actually learn the skill. He automatically just knows it, but we are now watching him knowing
Mhm.
it. Like there's
Mhm.
there's no 0 to 100 in terms of level of education when it comes to learning these new moves. Ultimately, what happens is we'll cut to a shot, and then Jackie Chan is now learning emotional kung fu
Wait,
moves.
wait. You are jumping to that too quickly. I can't.
Okay.
I need to like brace myself for when we talk about
All
that.
right, sure.
Oh man, I can't because that's a whole discussion in and of itself for me.
Mhm.
But okay, but to kind of piggyback off what you're saying though, I will say Drunken Master, at least in the train montages, they foreshadow somewhat the moves that he will use in the final fight, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, and then like, in that sense, it kind of works. But for this movie, you're just watching Jackie Chan work out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, these moves
yeah,
come out of nowhere because at least in Drunken Master, his Drunken Master was using those moves on him and then ultimately kind of teaches him.
yeah.
In this, nobody teaches him those emotional kung fu
Oh my
moves.
God, yeah.
He just suddenly is performing it
Figures it out.
for the camera, and now we understand he has learned it.
Yep.
Has he been shown that he learned it? No, but that's just the style of the time.
Right. So like I think about I mean, yeah, if you want to compare it to Drunken Master, I mean, the his mentor character is a drunk, right? So there's a bit of a foreshadowing, a little bit of a setup that it's also in the title, but there's a bit of a setup that he will eventually learn a drunken form, right? And that's how he ultimately fights and beats the villain. Here, there's nothing like that. There's nothing until the very last 20 minutes in the movie, if not like 15 minutes in the movie, where he gets his final like he starts learning anything like that. But there's no hint at all
Yeah.
that there's like this final technique that he needs to learn, final forms.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, yeah,
yeah. So
that's
yeah.
basically my problem with the movie. He just kind of learns it and then he defeats them. It's like, oh,
Mm,
okay. I mean,
okay.
it's quantity. I don't want to say quantity over quality because there is a lot of difficulty in this choreography that he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
but there
Yeah.
is a lot of it, and
Yes.
we're what is it, 79? So we're
79.
nearing the 80s. We're still in that period of martial arts action where we're kind of fighting on this metronome beat, the very stilted bop 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 bop.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing about Jackie Chan is he's implemented comedy into this style of action choreography, and it's very evident throughout this movie. That was
Right.
this made me keep on thinking of Drunken Master because like that had a lot of action comedy that was very reminiscent of Jackie Chan's style, but he didn't direct, direct, write,
Yeah.
and star in that movie like he does in this movie.
Yeah, I'd say from an action standpoint. Oh no, not action. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit on an action standpoint. And especially the action comedy standpoint. This movie kind of ups the ante far more than Drunken Master did. Right, Drunken Master is a little bit more traditional as
Yeah.
a kung fu flick. This is like because it's Jackie Chan, and you can see that he's starting to kind of dip his toes into being more of like a unique guy, right? Like he wants to put his personal stamp into like what makes a Jackie Chan movie, a Jackie Chan fight, a Jackie Chan fight. And this is where I kind of do appreciate the movie. I mean, I've already talked kind of to death about how the story is just kind of all over the place. Like, the whole if you really think about like what sets up the fights in the movie, like story wise, you're like, this is actually just all padding. I mean, like, there's 4 fights in the movie that are just it's just like one challenger after another, but it doesn't advance the plot at all.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
It's just
anything.
people that go into the dojo and they just, not the dojo, it's China. They're going into the
School, the martial arts
school. They're going into the school and they're just challenging Jackie. There's a lot of comedy that derives from it. Jackie's really showing off his specific style of choreography. But I wouldn't say the reason why to watch this is because the story's amazing.
Yeah. This is really interesting to watch to see. I mean, I didn't realize that this was technically his directorial debut. So it was interesting to watch this under the lens of knowing the stereotypical Jackie Chan action comedy style and looking at the action in this movie very broadly. You can very much see he's basically kind of got it down to what he wants to do.
Yep.
Basically injecting lots of comedic beats into the fight scenes. There's lots of evasion choreography going on. There's lots of use of the environment. And then there's the mastery of a prop that one person has over the other. And that is evident all over this movie. It's so interesting to see that at this point, he kind of knew what he wanted to do. And if you were to continue to watch his filmography, you can just see him elaborate more on this style.
Right. One theory I have with this film, because it's still the 70s, is that with Jackie kind of bringing the old guard of Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest era actors and performers into his productions, is that because they're so used to working on a metronome, you can see when they're performing and how they do versus when Jackie's performing, right? Like when he's fighting with them, right? You can see that they're obviously a little bit more using the word wooden is probably not the word I want to use, but they are a little bit to that extent. Jackie's a little bit more flowy, a lot more just kind of like fluid with his motions. He still moves with that little blocky kind of rhythm, but you can see that he's got a lot more speed and a lot more fluidity in his motions.
Definitely.
And I definitely see, like, because he's probably doing the action direction himself too. Even when he's directing some of the older performers, like the old style performers, like they can actually start to see like evolution in their movements as well. So it's like, like sometimes they fall back in their old ways, but sometimes it's like, oh, that feels like Jackie was able to like say like, oh no, do it again, make sure that it feels a little bit more natural in terms of movement.
Right.
And then other thing I was gonna say is that Jackie is now showing off. I think this might be one of his early examples of him one versus many, right? And it's not the whole like, oh, I take down this guy and then this guy from off screen is gonna fight me. Towards the latter half of I think one of the last fights in the movie.
It's the second to last fight with the spearman, right?
that's super impressive.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I,
this
I
is a
can I can
70s
already
movie.
say right now that's my favorite part of the movie, and I've been reinvigorated in seeing that because man, that is a great fight. Jackie
Mm-hmm.
Chan versus three other spearmen. It
Yeah.
is great to see on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Considering this is 79, like I've
Yeah.
always been hesitant to go backwards into his filmography because I kind of wrongfully assumed that his style would still be like a little wooden, a little
Yeah.
blocky. And like I mean, everything you just mentioned, it is possibly like that because of him interacting with performers that are still used to that style.
Yeah.
But even still, that spear fight is so damn impressive that he's able to fight three men who are just poking and prodding at him with a spear
Mhm.
all at the same time. Like the type of choreography he's managed to make there of him just evading all in these long ass takes is just so fucking impressive.
Yeah. I mean, uh, at this point, I mean, I might echo what you're gonna say. I think that final fight is one of the best, if not most, highlight moments of the film. But there's other things I want to call out too, and I don't want to
Yeah.
like just to preface this here. There's a lot of fighting in this movie. I
Yeah.
mean, as you can tell here, right? It's a 70s movie, and also like you're kind of already said it. The story is very bare bones, so the only thing you have to latch on to is the action, and it's great and it's good in that sense. Not always great, but it's good.
It's
Um,
good overall, but there are definitely fight scenes that could have just been left on the cutting room floor. Like we
sure.
didn't need four fights in a row of him fighting guys for money. But the reason we had those fights is for Jackie Chan to do some sort of different comedic take
Yes.
on those
Yes.
fighters. And I get it.
Hmm.
But the problem is it's pacing. You know, we're
Yeah.
we're used to a modern pacing where you don't have four fight scenes back to back to back to back. You just don't do that now.
Yeah. Yeah. I so within the past couple months, I've watched this movie twice now. Not counting the one I watched when I was a wee lad. Not counting that time, but the last two times I just watched it, including preparation for today. I think I didn't mind it so much last time. This time I was like, yeah, the pace. I felt the pacing a lot more as a being a bit of a drag. This is a movie that I probably, I mean, just going right into it, like I probably only say like, yeah, watch it once, and then like, and then after that, don't watch the movie as a whole ever again. Just go pick out fight scenes, really. But definitely, like, I think it's definitely worth like sitting through the whole movie at least one time. But I wouldn't. This is one of those examples where because it's of its time, if this was just broken out into like, here's a fight scene on you put on YouTube, is that some dudes in their backyards created, this could have been that instead.
Sure.
Because the story's so bare bones. It's
Will,
like,
you
man,
just gave your end of
recommendations.
end of the podcast episode recommendations already.
Again, I'm losing my mind because of what happens at the end. Zero.
Okay,
Can
so
we
then
talk
how about
about
we
that
get
really
into it?
quickly?
Yeah, let's get into the action so Will doesn't lose his mind anymore. So, if you want to hear us speak specifically about the many, many, many fight scenes in this movie, and if you want to hear us elaborate a little more on a goddamn sexual assault fight scene that Jackie Chan puts
Oh
himself
yes, that's
through,
right.
then consider subscribing to us on Patreon because there you can hear the whole discussion, which is probably going to go an hour. That's generally how we
Yeah,
do it.
probably.
And if you subscribe to another tier, you could also get bonus episodes where we have a shorter discussion on movies that we don't fully flesh out.
Right. This is the shortest general section we've ever done because there's just so much more action. But yeah, with that enough said, we'll talk about Fearless Hyena. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. We're at the point where we give our recommendations, but there's a whole wealth of audio you would be listening to here if you follow us on Patreon. There you can listen to the entire episode, including an exclusive action breakdown of the fights in the movie. And now on to our final thoughts.
So is that
Yeah.
Fearless Hyena, Will?
Oh, that is Fearless
Hey,
Hyena.
we made it through.
Yeah, we made it. It's one of our shortest episodes.
I mean,
ever.
possibly not. This was an hour-long discussion. Still, for the Patreon section anyway. So if you're seeing that
Yes,
this is a
yes.
short episode, that means you're getting the free version.
Well, you're getting this outro regardless. But there's a lot you would be missing if you haven't listened to our Patreon discussion, because there's so much fighting and so little story here that I wouldn't even know how to pad out the general runtime, the general
You missed
discussion
us talking
runtime.
about the emotional fight scene, the emotional kung fu. You missed us talking about the 1 versus 3 pole fight. You missed the sexual assault fight.
Don't say any more
You
Zero.
miss
Leave it for the
you
Patreon.
missed the chopstick fight. Well, I'm trying to entice the people here. Hey, if you
Yes, that's
want to
true.
know more
Okay.
about those, you gotta subscribe. But hey, we made it to
Yes.
the end. So, Will, you already gave your final thoughts actually in the beginning. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to elaborate on there.
I'll expand on it a tiny bit. In terms of its legacy, because it's not Drunken Master,
which we keep
out there
on
and thinks it's
comparing
Drunken-
to this whole episode.
Yeah. I'll reiterate it. Okay, let me say. This is a definite single time watch. I'll say it again. Definite single time watch. I don't think I would recommend watching it multiple times. I'd say I'd say even majority of the fights in the movie are worth watching. There's a few that aren't really that noteworthy, but even then, it's like I'd check it. I'd say check it out anyways. But you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna take what I said back, because the movie is so heavy in the action. If I say to go watch the fight scenes, you're essentially just gonna watch the movie, because it's primarily all action scenes. It's very little story in this. It's also brisk. Like it has some pacing issues, but overall, it's because it's pretty much like so heavy, like so many action scenes involved, and there's a high quantity of it. I'd say go check it out. Just go watch the movie multiple times if you need to, because that's basically how you're gonna get access to the fight scenes anyways. There's the Jackie versus the 3 spearmen. Like that's one of the most impressive early Jackie things I've ever seen. So for that reason alone, I'd say, like, if you're thinking of reasons why this might be in criteria correction, or for me, I am at least, I'd say, like, yeah, it's probably for the fact that the action was as good as it was in so early in Jackie's career. Yeah. But okay, that was me expanding on it. Zero, your thoughts?
Pretty much everything you said. This is a mandatory watch as a Jackie Chan fan. I can understand why it's in the Criterion Collection, as it's also his directorial debut, and you can very much see him honing in on the action comedy style that he would later be known for and constantly elaborate on. It's so evident in this movie. So if you like that action comedy style, you indeed must watch this, because you can see how it's just taking place and how he would later evolve it to be like that perfect Jackie Chan like fight scene that we know him to do now. So yeah, this is definitely a recommend. For me personally, like, it's not the easiest movie to sit through because of the pacing issues with how the fights are kind of plotted out throughout the movie. The story is too simple. I don't really care about the characters, but the fights are very inventive. They're very good to sit through and just marvel at what he was doing so early in 79. And that spear fight's amazing. I really, really like that spear fight. I was not expecting to see that and like it so much. I didn't like the last fight, though. Like, the emotional kung fu stuff just didn't do it for me. It reminded me too much of the Drunken Master last fight, and I actually wasn't crazy about that either. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's Fearless Hyena.
Yep, that's Fearless Hyena. All right, now on to watching the next movie where Jackie is in drag.
Does he do it in Fearless Hyena too? Are we going to talk about part 2?
Oh my god! I forgot I watched that. What a great way to end this episode. It has nothing to do with this. Maybe it'll become its own episode one day. It has Yeah, I don't need to
Does
talk
Jackie
about that
get in
at all at this
drag
point.
again?
No, no. You know what it is? Because it's Fearless Hyena 2, it's practically the same story, but instead of one villain, it's two
Oh,
villains.
instead of 4 emotions, are there 8 emotions?
Oh, there are 8 emotions? I don't even fucking remember. That movie is so forgettable.
Oh, too bad.